everybody. So yeah, I'm 3 weeks late with the video. Sorry. Mainly because of, you know, the differences you see behind me. Voila! Check this shit out. New place! Whee! So yeah, that's what I've been doing. That's why I have been, you know, recording videos or really being online very much. Gotten better at that, but yeah, still. Computer sits. So, brain's not working so well. News. Did the IVF thing. That was exciting. I had 1 week of, you know, injecting myself with one drug and taking a pill. It was okay, you know, weird injecting myself, but I eventually got used to it. And then there was 4 days of 3 injections of 3 different drugs and a pill. And of course I was an idiot and started all this at midnight, which means you have to take it at the same time every day. And then the hyperbaric treatment started. And those I have to get up at 8 for. Yeah, wasn't gonna last me. Which sucks. But, went through IVF, went off and, you know, did my thing, drove over to San Ramon at like 6 in the morning. Bloody exhausted, freaking out because I had way too many hormones pumped into me. And Mom made the mistake of saying that I was going to probably be under conscious sedation. Phrasing bad. But apparently it means is that, you know, they sedate you in such a way that they can wake you right back up if they need to. What I heard is, you're gonna be awake, you just won't remember it. Fuck! So I'm crying hysterically as I'm, you know, being walked off towards the operating room, and, you know, husband has to go in the other room and do his donation, and I bet that just put him in the mood. Him and Eric Cartman. Your tears of infinite sadness taste so good! Anyway. So they managed to get, 35 eggs. I don't know, love. And from there we got 17 fertilized eggs. And from there we got 6 embryos big enough to freeze. So, you know, more than the amount of kids I want. I have one, maybe 2 after we see how labor affects me. But still, it's kind of a worryingly small number that would be viable. So, really hope I don't need to use them. Anyway, so that was the IVF thing. It's done now. There were, you know, twists and turns and complications with all that crap. One of my medications was delayed for 2 days, and I had to keep going to a pharmacy in Fremont that had 3 doses of it. And mind you, each dose is $136. Notice that it itched. Every time I did that injection, I would get welts on my fucking leg. Like, it's big around, well, not the welts, but the whole area that was affected. And it sucked. And that sucked because, you know, I had to pay extra, although it wound up being okay because it wound up being exactly the amount of doses I need, the 2 extra plus when it finally arrived. And then, there was drama with the trigger injection because you have to take it within about 5-minute leeway. It has to be exact timing. And I discovered, you know, I got the call the pharmacy had my drug the day before, and I was like, okay, well, I'll get it tomorrow. Husband gets a wild hair off his butt and decides, hey, we're gonna go drive down to San Jose and try to sell your car again. I'm like, okay, cool, didn't really think about it. Realized at 5:30 I had to be in San Ramon at 7. Rush hour. So I wound up calling the pharmacy and I was like, hey, I'm gonna get there as soon as I can. By the time I managed to, you know, convey all this and make sure there wasn't anywhere nearby me that I could get it, it was 6. So I'm driving hell for leather, going, please, oh God, can you stay open a little bit longer, because they're not like a regular pharmacy. They're not like a CVS or anything. It's a little one-off place, which is great. So they're like, we'll stay open for you a little longer. Just get here as soon as you can. Give us updates on where you are. And they did just that. I got there 15 minutes after they were supposed to close, and they were there waiting for me. They're fucking amazing. I wish I remember the name, but San Ramon place thing. Yeah, I'll find the name at some point. I love them. so much. And at that point, I got there, it was 7:15, I had to do trigger injection at 7:45, I'm like, fuck this noise, I'm panicking, I'm going to sit in the car, I'll, find a restroom at 7:30, go in there, wait 15 minutes, and do the trigger injection there in the restroom, because I can't get home in time. So that's exactly what I did. And went to Knob Hill Foods, and, swabbed everything down with alcohol, and then did my trigger injection at exactly 7:45, and drove home afterwards. Well, actually, no, not driving afterwards. I freaked out for a while afterwards. And that was going to be, hubby and my 11-year anniversary dinner night. I was going to go somewhere nice, and, I didn't get home till like 9. So we wound up finding a nice little pub, actually, in San Leandro, called the Englander. Went there. That was okay. It was a very tiring day, really. And the next day I had my little Power Girls Day party, to which 4 people showed up. There were like 4 of us there at all times, so one person kind of rotated out, another person rotated in, and yeah, it was kind of a fail. It was fun, but not the usual Girls Day gathering, so. All y'all that missed it, screw you guys. I mean it. So yeah, and then the next day went in and did the removal, and now I'm off the drugs, and yay, no more injections. Still on pain medication, still the vac pack in, although it's helping, that and the hyperbaric oxygen, which is basically like, they put me in a tube, looks like something out of Fifth Element, only there's like little metal poles up above, and they've got a track on those poles with a flat screen TV, because you can't bring anything in there with you. You can't bring electronics, you can't bring in books, you can't wear makeup, you can't wear deodorant, you can't wear lotion. I mean, there's a list longer than I can fit in the screen of shit that you can't bring in with you. They give you clothes, you're allowed to keep your underwear. But that's it. No bra. Sometimes socks that are 100% cotton. And you can have a water bottle, and that's pretty much all you get. They put a little bracelet on you with a metal pad, a little metal plate that connects with your skin, just in case you generate any static electricity, and they connect it to a cord that goes outside to ground you out. Because, if you bring any of that in there, or if you get any bit of static electricity, you go boom! You turn into a Mythbusters experiment, and I don't want to do that, so fail. Yeah, it's slightly worrisome. Every once in a while, I kind of freak out about it. But, I'm like, I don't want to go boom. Oh god, what if somebody bumps something wrong and I go boom? I don't want to go boom. Ah! Yeah. But it's a 2-hour process. It takes 10 minutes to go down. Basically, they pressurize me to where it's like I'm at a depth of 33 feet underwater. Cycle in pure oxygen, and when you've got that pressure on you, you don't get high. It's just, you're breathing, getting lots and lots of oxygen in your bloodstream, and hopefully, the idea is that it gets more oxygen to the area that is trying to grow in, so I don't have this freaking hole in my abdomen, in which one of my dear friends got a picture of the hole with just the black foam on it, because I haven't really been posting pictures of the actual hole because it's kind of, gross. And he decided to Photoshop the Sarlacc on top of it from Star Wars. The creature in the sand with lots of teeth. Yeah, apparently that's what's in my stomach. Or abdomen. Wee! Thanks! I love you too, Elliot. You're wonderful. So, it is growing in. The problem is, I was freaking out for the longest time because I was doing this for 2-3 weeks, and the measurements kept sounding the same, because they measure the deepest part. What I didn't realize until today, actually, was that it's sloping. The part closest to the belly button is still, pretty deep. It's still, it's a depth of 2 centimeters. Below those 2.5, there's a tiny bit of improvement there, but not nearly as much I thought was going to happen. I'm like, I'm throwing every bit of the kitchen sink at this fucker. Why is it not working? And I looked down today when I've been the one taking off the bandage, because they basically tape it onto me. And oh, by the way, the clicking you're hearing, that's the fact that this was a bad seal today. I don't know why. When I press down at a certain point, it'll stop clicking for a little while, but if I try to tape it over, it doesn't seem to be helping that. I don't know what's going on. Every once in a while, I just can't find the fucking leak. But I've taken the peeling unit off myself because, you know, I know where it hurts. I can stop, take a breather, instead of, you know, just ripping it off and going, ah, fuck! Especially because, you know, lately it's the tissue has taken to growing into the foam, which is even more fun. And it can be dislodged by saline, I found out, which is nice. So I just, you know, basically fill myself full of saline, and that works. I was looking down, and I realized I could see the floor. And I'm like, fuck! It's almost level with the skin at the bottom part. It's sloping upwards. Holy! Why did no one tell me this? And I'm like, oh, well, we thought you knew. Like, no, I had no clue. Thank God. I'm like, oh, that's why you're freaking out. Why, yes, this is why I've been crying almost every time I come in and you tell me measurements, and it doesn't sound like it's changed at all. Because you don't tell me it's getting shallower on one end. So, yeah. But that was a happy discovery today, so yeah. But since it, you know, still isn't nearly as close as I'd like it to be, I mean, it's still 8.4 centimeters long and 4 centimeters wide, and no new skin has grown over or anything. I mean, it's getting a lot more shallow, but it's still not shallow enough to start growing it basically topsoil. They're gonna take me in on Tuesday, and they're gonna recut me open a little bit. Probably about an inch in from each hip, rather than, you know, 3 inches past each hip. And they're gonna cut me open again. They're gonna trim off what they need to, and they're gonna basically retuck me and sew it up again. And hope that this time it'll stay the fuck shut. I'll have, I think, 5 or 6 more treatments post-surgery, which means that, you know, they'll be pumping more oxygen into me, and hopefully that will encourage it to grow shut, or not grow shut, but basically stay shut, so nothing else dies, which is what happened in the first place, which is why it's open. It's because it wasn't getting enough blood flow, not getting enough oxygen, and things just started dying. But on the plus side, it means that I'm not going to deal with the backpack after that. So, Friday's going to be the last backpack change, because they're not going to be open on Monday, so no one's going to be able to take it out. But Tuesday, they're going to, you know, take it out and sew it up, so I won't have to deal with it again. Which is nice. I mean, I am really, really pissed off that I have to have another surgery. And there's no guarantee that it's going to shut. There should not. In fact, since chemo's going to start about a week afterwards, it's kind of likely it's going to reopen again, because chemo makes your immune system plummet. So I don't know. I don't know if it's going to help at all. We could be whistling in the dark here. But, then on a happy note, so assuming nothing else goes terribly, terribly wrong, I actually bought myself plane tickets to go down to LA for spring break this year, which I didn't manage to do last year, so I'm going to, you know, it'll be after 2 of my chemo treatments. And like a week past that, I'm going to fly down to LA. I'm going to stay with the house full of female friends I have. I'm going to drink tea. I'm going to watch possibly Buffy, possibly Sherlock, so some interesting TV show. And basically chill with nothing but Eskimo, which I like. So that'll be nice. And yeah, so I think that's today's. Any questions? Please comment. And if not, well, hopefully I will see you next week. Take care, guys.